Good evening, friends. It's Steve with Real Progressives, and tonight is going to be a special night. My goal tonight is twofold. Part of this broadcast is going to be for our audience. Part of it's going to be specifically for those who are patrons of Real Progressives. And the other part is going to be directly to the volunteers and the team that make up Real Progressives. Let me start off by saying this. Real Progressives has been around for about 2 years now. And during that time, we have gone from just a bunch of folks, posting up, articles and memes and things like that, supporting the Bernie Sanders campaign during the primary. We shifted. We turned our full support toward Jill Stein in the the national election. We worked tooth and nail and just round the clock trying to help her get to 5% and help the Green Party, do what it could. And we have retained our independence, fiercely independent, from day one. One of the things that I think is very important as Real Progressives, we're able to kick Bernie Sanders, we're able to kick Jill Stein, we're able to kick Tulsi Gabbard, and we're able to kick any other person we need to. But we're also able to support them when they're right. We don't have to apologize for it. The thing is, we're into truth here, and that's what Real Progressives has grown to be. Now, I am the founder of Real Progressives, so we have no misunderstandings here. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I walked away from something that I had put my heart and soul into called Grumbine's Political Mosh Pit. And I did that. Grumbine's Political Mosh Pit was one of the very, very first debate groups on Facebook as a medium. It was incredible. Its URL was Politics 101. And then it later became Grumbine's Political Mosh Pit. But the transition from Grumbine's Political Mosh Pit, debating, learning, growing, becoming a person who sees the world as a real progressive in this lifetime now, I wanted to build something that was inclusive but was purposeful. I didn't want to just flail around and give you news. I didn't want to just tell you what was wrong with the world. I wanted to tell you how to solve these problems. And so Real Progressives has slowly but surely decided that with over 100,000, 115,000 folks that follow us just on the Facebook page, coupled with the thousands on YouTube, the thousands on Twitter, and quite frankly, the connections we've made within the Green Party, the Democratic Party, Nick Branya, from Bernie for a People's Party, Eric Bloss from the Progressive Independent Party, and on and on and on across the divide. Shama Sawant, Calvin Priest, the gang at Standing Rock. We've had so many opportunities to be a part of this movement, and I feel incredible sense of responsibility and an incredible sense of burden, if you will, to make sure that we do something special with that trust that you've given us. We have not strayed. We have not ventured off into any kind of, establishment kiss up. We have stayed true to the cause, true north for progressives. My goal here tonight is to tell you who Real Progressives is and what our future roadmap is so that you can choose to be a part of our success or our failure. Quite frankly, I'm all focused on making sure we're a success. So let me just tell you right now, Real Progressives has gone through several iterations. In the beginning, we were just a bunch of volunteers slinging it, doing whatever we could do. We didn't have a playbook. We didn't have any clue what we were doing. We had involved anybody and everybody that would help out. We're out there with our phones trying to do live streams all wobbly and whatnot. And as we've grown, we've built tools. We've put tools in place. We've done interviews. We've built relationships with economists. We've started slowly but surely building out our relationships in the activist community. And largely what Real Progressives has done is set the stage to be able to be something greater than just a media organization, greater than just a bunch of activists, greater than a bunch of educators, and quite frankly, greater than just a bunch of policy wonks. Our goal is to take the 4 pillars of Real Progressives, which are policy, education, activism, and media, and bring a media with a purpose, not just current events, not just, hey, here's the latest flavor of the day. Oh, isn't Michelle Obama's dress wonderful tonight? Okay? We're going to be giving you knowledge and news based on our 7, and it will eventually, I think, become 10. But I'll talk to you about the 7 knowledge areas that we're going to be developing at Real Progressives. The first one, as you guys have heard, is economic justice. Economic justice is the cornerstone of everything that we do at Real Progressives, because not one single thing that we want to do for the environment, for poverty, you name it, can be done without understanding and deeply understanding federal financing and how economics works. So folks, when you hear us talking about it, no, it is literally the cornerstone of everything we do. Everything we do is built on the fact that we know that we can afford to do what we need to do to make America truly wonderful and great, and not just some global bully, but a great global citizen, a part of the whole, so that we can actually be a true shining light, something to be proud of, as opposed to the jingoistic, fascist empire that we've become. Real Progressives wants to provide a counterbalance to that entire narrative. So economic justice is the first one. Then, building on that, is environmental and ecological justice. Folks, without a planet, nothing else matters. Without an inhabitable planet, we cannot survive, so it won't matter what we do after that. The next one is peace with justice. It's not good enough just to have peace. Peace must come complete with justice. So when we talk about police brutality, when we talk about wars, and we talk about entering into conflicts that don't make any sense, we need to evaluate them through the eyes of justice. We should not be a warmongering nation. The next piece of this is equality with justice. It's not just good enough to tell everybody you're equal and treat everyone like shit. The object here is to provide a solid foundation for not just equality for all, but justice for all. So this area will focus on ways where our society is imbalanced, where we need to bring back society's core values and what that really means to be a part of a thriving society that has a good global conscience. The next piece, and this one should ring really loudly in all of your ears, is democracy. Our democracy plank is going to be to serve enhancing democracy, to be working on voting reform, to be working on anything that impacts our entire ability to partake in the democratic process, from getting money out of politics to supporting the process of pushing legislation that ends Citizens United, that ends the oligarchy. And folks, that always points back to number one, economic justice. I'll get to that in a minute. The next one is health and nutrition. So much of our life is surrounded by eating garbage food because we have gotten into a situation where there is no real food being sold to us. Our entire health, from mental health on down, is completely dependent on a healthy lifestyle, a healthy diet, providing an opportunity for us to help the poor eat healthy and eradicate poverty, quite frankly. The last one is a very important one, and that is technology and innovation. Without the ethical use and ethical understanding of how we can leverage technology and innovation, our society will be forever unequal. We will live in a world where we can't fathom how we can each have a job while the robots take over. So a federal job guarantee and discussing exactly how technology and humanity can work in concert with each other for a progressive future and a carbon neutral footprint. We want to make sure that we are literally changing the planet, changing and making it more hospitable for our children. Folks, this includes eradicating the use of and fossil fuels and getting to renewables and the different technologies and the different innovations that are available to us, okay, to in fact change society for the better. So as I've laid out our 4 pillars and I've laid out our 7 knowledge areas, many of you all have been donating to us, and I thank you so much. We haven't really been able to do as much with that as possible because there's extreme expenses in trying to do what we're trying to do. And what we're trying to do is build an organization that takes exactly what I just said and gives you news, gives you updates, creates documentaries, creates viral videos, does activism, does all manner of pushing progress into the mainstream to ensure that we are the true north of the progressive movement. And in order to do this, we've got to build tools, we've got to build websites, we have got to enhance our presence beyond just Facebook and YouTube. So for those of you who have been contributing, we thank you so much. Real Progressives has developed, behind the scenes, what we call a program management office. So unlike many of the other left organizations that are out there, we have decided that we would rather slowly build the right thing using tried and true PMI project management principles that enable us to balance what we're doing, to be efficient, and to provide steps by which we can lay out our trajectory so we can actually build what we say we're building and not just have a bunch of really cool ideas and everybody be disjointed. This is a wonderful, wonderful step. And for Real Progressives, like I said, we started as a band of, cagey, veterans of nothing really, quite frankly. We all started in this the first time. There was no playbook on how to do this. And yet, here we are. And so one of the things I want to show you real quickly is a meme that you guys have seen us put out quite frequently. And that meme, in my opinion, is a very important meme, is the Green New Deal and how we can actually fund these things today, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and show you this and let you take a peek for yourselves. This right here, when you realize that federal taxes don't fund spending, and you realize that the nation, the federal government, is literally self-funding. It doesn't require an income. Taxes are important, but they are not the be-all, end-all. No, in fact, what taxes do is provide a currency, a requirement for our currency. If you tax in the dollar, then you have to actually have the dollar in order to pay your taxes. So this is the purpose of federal taxation, not to pay for things, but instead of actually understanding that, we have perpetually said, how are you going to pay for it? The Green Party has traditionally said, how are you going to pay for it? The Democratic Party has said, how are you going to pay for it? The Republican Party has said, how are you going to pay for it? And the Libertarians have said, hey, tax is theft, okay? At the end of the day, everyone has literally thrown up a blocker to making these things happen. Real Progressives have unabashedly, very proud, very strong, very confidently taken this to the highest levels of government. We have gone to activists, we've gone to party leaders, we've gone to presidential candidates, we've gone to celebrities. We have told everyone what I'm showing you here, that we can eradicate poverty, that we can eradicate hunger, that we can eradicate all these issues for the climate using green energy. We could provide universal health care now. We could have free college and trade school for all. We could have so many things, from a federal job guarantee that would eradicate involuntary unemployment forever. We could provide paid family and medical leave to every human being. We can literally get rid of student debt because we're not constrained by tax dollars, friends. We are literally constrained by our ability to provide resources, which we have so many resources that are going to pot, that are not being used, that are not being leveraged, that you never hear anyone ever say, what about inflation as we bomb the shit out of Afghanistan? You never hear them say, what about inflation when we bomb Syria? You never hear them say, what about inflation when we sit there and we invade Iraq? But yet when you tell someone that you need universal health care, you want universal dental care, you want universal freaking vision care, you want medical access on demand. When you tell them that, they say, but what about inflation? What about inflation? So I want to bring this back here momentarily. As you see this, understand that my goal is to save our children's lives. And I'm asking for your support. I'm asking for my team's support. I didn't tell you it would be easy. I didn't tell you that everybody was just going to go along to get along. I only told you that we were correct. And we are correct. And we're going to fight like mad to make this happen. And I'm going to fight with the Green Party. They're my friends. I want you to know this right up front. For every negative thing I say about the Green Party, I love those guys. It's not because I don't love them. Obviously, if you look at this thing right here, if you look at this, you realize that I support everything that they're talking about. They just don't know how to pay for it, but I'm going to help them. I'm going to help them. I'm not going to go away. In fact, on Thursday night, I will be live on the Green Party News Network with Ajamu Baraka. And I will be talking about a Green New Deal. And I will be talking about modern monetary theory and how it makes this happen. And I'm going to be talking about a federal job guarantee. And I'm going to be talking about a host of issues that matter to every one of us. Folks, I'm not just going to be talking about bad things are happening and, oh my God, we're all going to die. I'm going to talk about hope. And I'm going to talk about the things that make real progressives truly special. And it's not me, it's us. And that will always be the case. Whether you love Bernie or you hate Bernie, whether you love Jill or you hate Jill, whether you're ready for Tulsi, whether you voted for Hillary even, whether you voted for Donald Trump. Folks, we are here to provide these services and to make awareness for everyone. Everyone. I'm willing to work with Republicans to make them understand that if their hard-earned tax dollars aren't paying for these things, that we can in fact work together with them to bring about change. We can work with the libertarians who just think taxes forced. We can explain to them the purpose of taxes. We can even reduce taxes and do everything I just said. And we can work with the Democrats and teach them, hey guys, stop talking about your hard-earned tax dollars and all the other nonsense. We can help you guys too. And we can go over to the Green Party, and we can go to Draft Bernie for a People's Party, and we can go to the Progressive Independent Party. Because folks, what we're talking about is universal truth. I am literally post-partisan. I am literally here just to save our children's lives. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to be your best friend. I want to be all the above, but I'm here first and foremost to save lives. I have 9 children, folks. I have 9 kids. And I suspect I won't be around forever. And for the short period of time I have on this rock, I want it to count. I want my children to look at me and say, that was my dad, and he fought for us. Even if they don't understand it now, I want them to do that someday. Because it's real for me. I wake up in the morning and I think about this. I go to bed at night and I think about this. I'm at my job and I think about this. I'm cutting the grass and I'm thinking about this. This is our way to truth. This is our way to take back the power from the oligarchy. This is our opportunity. And as you saw the other night with Nancy Bordier of reinventing democracy, we are also working with technology that is in a global fashion, folks. We're not just here in the borders of the United States. We've got friends in Australia, Switzerland, England, all over the world. Folks, we're trying to build a global coalition to destroy neoliberalism and to bring about a revival of humanity, to revive the arts, to revive the human spirit, to stop being beaten down by the machine. There are many people out there that have taken shots at me. Many people have decided that they didn't like my style. They didn't like my authoritarian positions. They didn't like whatever. Let me tell you this. Within the project management office or program management office at Real Progressives that we're building, this team has decision-making power. They evaluate ideas. It's not authoritarian. It is a team of people looking and evaluating. We have homosexuals. We have women. We have people of color. We have men. We have old, young, middle, all the above, millennials, freaking seniors. It's all there. And we're all fighting for the same cause. There are some people out there who may not agree with us. They may not agree with our approach. And that's okay. I'm not going to judge you. Just don't get in my fucking way. As we work through this, I'm here to save lives. I swear on my life that is the only thing. If you've ever been destitute, if you've ever struggled, if you've ever suffered, if you have ever been afflicted with addiction, or if you've ever been afflicted with some sort of PTSD, or if you've ever been afflicted just in general with life beating you down, we get it. And we're here to unfuck the world. Really, truly. And it's a big task. It's a huge task. And it's a task that we can only do with your help. We can't do it alone. Whether it be contributing through our Patreon account, whether it be volunteering to assist Real Progressives, we have a ton of things we need help with. We need a media director. We need somebody to help guide our media department. We need somebody that can help work with us offline to build videos, to really, really take our game to the next level. We need people who are web developers. We need people who are literally willing to fight to save lives and consider what we're doing worthy of your time. This is a very massive project we're undertaking. We're not trying to compete with the Young Turks. We don't care about the Young Turks. We're not trying to compete with anybody. We represent true north of the progressive movement, and we mean it, and that's what we're going to do. So for people who have left Real Progressives, thank you for your contributions. For people who are still with Real Progressives, thank you for your current contributions and your future ones. And for those of you who are yet to be a part of Real Progressives, who would like to be a part of Real Progressives, we welcome you. We need your help. We can't do this alone. We need help sharing. We need help creating content. We need help aggregating. We need help writers. We have a great writer. Folks, I don't know if you realize this or not, but we have Mike Sionato on our team. We have folks like Zach Haller on our team. We have folks like Diane, our girl Diane Moxley. And then we have Sunday Descalia. And then we have so many. I mean, the list is so long. So long. We just brought on Tania Singh. We have so many people on this team that are meaning business and really want to fight for the true north of real progressives, that I believe we're going to be successful. I really do. In my heart of hearts, I believe it. But it's going to take all of us. We can't look for a leader. We can't look for a savior. We can't buy into just the cult of personality. We have got to be that person ourselves. And we've got to work together with other like-minded people and stop worrying about the party loyalty thing and look at the issues. What are the issues? What is it that is our common purpose? I don't want to get sidetracked by white helmets. I don't want to get sidetracked by friggin' Trump. I don't want to get sidetracked by friggin' all the other stupid Twitter wars. Folks, I want everything we do to have a purpose. Because time is wasting. Time is wasting, it is wasting, it is wasting. I swear in my life, I feel every second of every day like I didn't do enough. And every second of every day, I realized that I didn't have anything left to give. I realize every single day I'm letting things fall through my hands that I could have done if I had more help. If I had people that bought into the program, that didn't have their own agendas, that would follow along and work with us. I always feel like I'm losing opportunities. I feel like we need more help and we need more structure, and that's what our program management office is going to give us. Folks, if you ever have learned about project management, this should make you feel very, very enthusiastic about real progressives. We're going through requirements gathering. We design whatever our solution is. We go ahead and we build whatever our solution is. We test it, and then we deliver. That is the entire approach that we're taking to every endeavor we undertake. It's maybe too slow for some people. Some people just want to jump right in and do something. Hell with thinking about it, to hell with planning, to hell with any thought, to hell with teamwork. This shit works, folks. In my real life, in my daytime job, I'm a senior program manager. I used to be a senior director at a Fortune 25 company, building out their mobile app division. I've done so many things like this in my life, in my real career. And I started thinking about it. It's like, why wouldn't I do this for the progressive movement as well? Why wouldn't I take this skill set and transform real progressives into an organization that can actually deliver what it says? And folks, that's what I'm going to do with your help, with my team's help. And you know what? I don't care about the naysayers. I don't care about the trolls. I don't care about the people that think they could do it differently or better. I care that our hearts are in the right place. My family believes in what I'm doing. My family is grateful for what I'm doing. But my family wants me to be efficient because I spend an awful lot of time away from them doing this. And that, my friends, is what the program management office at Real Progressives is going to give us. It's going to give us solid leadership, solid planning, and solid ability to take down the establishment. This, my friends, in my opinion, is the single greatest differentiator aside from our unwavering support for modern monetary theory and having access to all of the economists and being able to get the inside dope on all of the truths that are out there, folks. How many people have Joe Firestone and Ellis Winningham on their team? One, I do, we do. And that's an important thing. These are people that really know their stuff. They're not just out there saying something. They know their stuff, and they are real progressives. We're going to build something special with your help. So, the next part of this, obviously, I go on and I live stream almost every night of the week at 8 p.m. Now, Wednesday nights, Mike Sionato goes on at 8 p.m. Thursday night, Zach Haller goes on at 10 p.m. after I do my 8 o'clock show. Monday nights at 9 p.m., John Lancelot does his Our Election. Saturday night, we have Joe Firestone and myself. Sunday nights, of course, are Ellis and Steve night. But then throughout that, we have other live streamers covering events. Those are all fine and well. But going forward, we're going to be leading events. Going forward, we're going to be creating marches. Going forward, we're going to be working with other organizations to ensure that we bring the best and brightest out there and we fight like hell against the establishment. I would love to be able to walk away from my daytime job and do nothing but crush the establishment one brick at a time, going bam, 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 and make Real Progressives something that we can bring people in, provide jobs to people that really, really want to be in the movement, that can actually contribute. Wouldn't it be great to live your passion? Wouldn't it be great to be able to affect change and look at your children and say, I did that? That's what I want to do. That's my dream, friends. So with that, I'm asking each and every one of you, if you have not already contributed to our Patreon account and you feel so moved to do so, please, please, please donate to us to help us get started. And if you already are, thank you so much for every nickel that you've provided to us. I assure you, it is only going to fund things that we need. Like every once in a while we need a piece of software. Every once in a while we need expenses paid to get people to events. Every once in a while we're paying for our website, etc. Various things, very small amounts. At this point in time, we don't have what it takes to get everything we need done. We need your help. We need your support. But we also need folks that want to write. If you're a writer and you have skills at writing and you'd like to write for Real Progressives, please, by all means, drop the page a line. Go to our page, go ahead and send us a message. Tell us you'd like to write for us. We need everybody. This is a movement we're building here, folks. No AstroTurf, no nothing. We are 100% volunteer right now, and we're hoping that we can become that 501c3 for education, maybe even enter into another part for the media portion of it, and have just a large umbrella entity that can deliver all these different things cohesively. Something you can trust and believe in. That's the goal. Because folks, I'm tired of being gaslit too. I'm tired of the fact that I can't turn my television on. I can't do anything without sitting there going, Jesus Christ, another lie. Folks, I want to work across the divide. I want to make massive, massive changes to our society. And I think we have the keys to the kingdom to do that. I believe we are making the right connections to make that happen. So with that, my name is Steve Grumbine with Real Progressives, hoping you have a great night. Thank you so much.